This is George with Melnick's Automotive. Here I'm working on a 2011 Chevy Cruze. This vehicle has developed vacuum leak, and there's a lot of codes. P0171, there's a code for an oxygen sensor, there's a code for map sensor. I want to show you something. This is 1.4 liter turbo, and this is the problem. This is a vacuum diaphragm that's inside the valve cover, and you have to replace the whole entire valve cover to fix this issue. So basically, if I start the car right now, I'm going to get a vacuum leak out of this hole. And my engine runs very rough. I'm going to start it up and I'm going to show you what's going on. What's nice thing about this repair, it's not that hard to do, and this cover is about $100 from the dealership. And it's plastic welded on there. You cannot replace it. You have to replace the whole valve cover. And nice little engines, but these engines have problems with this valve cover, this vacuum diaphragm. They have problem with intake manifold and also with a crank seal. A lot of times it's leaking. So that's three major problems with these engines. So I'm going to go ahead and start the car in a second. I'm going to show you where the vacuum leak is, and I'm going to show you how to fix it. Alright, I got my engine running. I don't know if you could hear the hissing. See that? If I close it up, my engine runs a lot smoother. When I open it up, it's starting to run very rough. So we're going to go ahead and replace it, and I'm going to show you a part number in just a second. Now you can hear a little bit more since my RPM gauge died down. Can you hear that? There you go. So that's the problem. So stay tuned. So this is what the new part looks like. It comes in the bag, and this is the part number right here. It's original General Motors part. Okay, and it comes all with new bolts. And I'm gonna flip it over right here, and as you can see, it's got a nice gasket. Comes with a new gasket, so you don't have to worry about making one or reusing the old one. And as you can see, this is the part right here that failed, and if we look underneath here, it's all sealed. It's all sealed and it's all in there. It's intact. There's nothing really that you can do. I mean, all the air goes into, all the vacuum comes right through here. And there's nothing you can do. You can't really fix it. So you have to replace the cover. You want to go ahead and disconnect your plug for ignition coil pack, and you want to remove both of these. It's a T30, it's a star T30 screws. Get this out first, and then you want to take out all these bolts that go around the valve cover. And there's four on inside right here. And then we're going to gently pry it up. What's nice, the new valve cover comes with a new gasket, so you don't have to use a gasket maker. You have to jiggle it out and lift. Just like that. It comes right out. Now all you have to do, just remove all those bolts. 15 bolts, and it's a 5/16, and you want to use something with multi-point like this. So we just went ahead and loosened them up. Now we're going to start prying the valve cover up. Go ahead and remove the wiring harness away on the side, and it really lifts right up. Doesn't really take much effort. Now, as you could see, look all that gunk in here. So we're going to clean it up in here as much as we can, and then we're going to clean all the edges, and we're going to degrease it. So when we put new valve cover on, it seals and doesn't leak oil. Reassembled everything. Basically just reverse the process. Now I'm going to go ahead and start the car, and we'll see what happens. I will have to reset the check engine light. It's not going to go away on its own. You could do it with scan tool. They have these very inexpensive scan tools, like Launch, that I like to use. They have those on Amazon. You can also disconnect the battery cables and leave the battery's cables disconnected for about 10 minutes. Let's see what happens. Alright, all I have to do right now is just reinstall my appearance cover, but I want to show you everything's running perfectly fine. There's no more vacuum leak. Nice and quiet. I'm going to reset check engine light, and I'm going to put the cover back on, and I'm done. Once again, thanks for watching. This was George with Melnick's Automotive.